Can you tell me who JFK was? JFK was John Fitzgerald Kennedy, the President of the United States. He was elected president in 1960. How many terms did he serve as president? Well, he actually didn't finish out his first term. He was assassinated on November 22, 1963. Why did someone want to kill him? Was he as terrible as FDR? And if he was, why didn't someone try to kill FDR? First of all, FDR is the subject of another story. JFK did do some controversial things that may have put him in disfavor with certain power groups. Tell me something that JFK did that was so controversial. Well, Kennedy made an executive directive that allowed the government to print its own money without going through the Federal Reserve. I believe he had some $4 billion printed without the Fed's approval. What's wrong with that? Doesn't it say in our Constitution that only Congress has the power to coin money? Yes, it does, but obviously our own Congress doesn't even follow the Constitution anymore. Do the people approve of this? The people have no choice. I think if someone would remind them of it, it might get them really upset. I'm getting that feeling again, like we all live in Disney World and the country is run by a bunch of Goofies and Plutos. Well, let's get back to JFK. Who killed him? A man named Lee Harvey Oswald. Did Oswald kill the president all by himself? The government, along with the Warren Commission, all said he was the lone gunman. Was Lee Harvey Oswald like some Superman? Was he able to leap tall buildings and fly as fast as a speeding bullet? Well, no. He was an American who left to live in the Soviet Union and then left there and returned to the U.S. After not doing so well in the army, he was able to shoot the president, Governor Connolly, as well as some others with only several bullets. I don't understand. Neither do most rational sane people. How can the American people sleep at night? Is this story like the fairy tales that parents read to their children? No. This is part of American history. Didn't they do an autopsy on Kennedy to prove what really happened? Yes, they did. What did it prove then? Well, it's a long story. The autopsy said Oswald did it. When the people didn't believe it, the government created the Warren Commission to find out if the autopsy was correct. What did the Warren Commission find out? They found out a lot. They actually had 26 volumes of information, but only used the information that went along with the lone gunman theory. Are you serious? I think a third-grade class could have done a better job. Can you give me some examples of the evidence that the Warren Commission didn't use? Yes, I can. Well, when President Kennedy was brought into the Dallas hospital, his head wound was measured at approximately 2 3/4 inches in diameter. However, when he reached Bethesda later that night, his head wound was measured at 5 1/8 inches. Why didn't the Warren Commission choose not to follow up on such an obvious discrepancy? Wait. It gets even better. Like Funny Ha Ha better or Twilight Zone better? I'm sure it's more like Twilight Zone better. In Dallas, it was determined that the bullet that caused the head wound went from the front to the back. At Bethesda, let me guess. They changed the trajectory to back to front. That's right. How did you know? If that wasn't enough, the Dallas doctors found no back wound. At Bethesda, there was a very small hole found just below the large head wound. You could barely stick your finger into it, but they used it to prove their back-to-front trajectory theory. Were the people on the Warren Commission brain dead, or were they hypnotized by a magic genie? It's hard to say. How could the American people sit by and accept this? Well, the American people didn't really get the facts until years later. I guess the 26-volume Warren Commission set wasn't on that many people's Christmas list. Please tell me that there aren't any more weird facts like these. I'm sorry, but there are a profusion of weird facts like these. How many do you want to hear? I don't know if I can take any more of this insanity. Give it a try. Just make believe you're listening to Geraldo, okay? Well, there were doctors and other observers, like the Secret Service and the medical staff at Bethesda, which gave conflicting information. Some saw a gray slate coffin, while others saw a black coffin. Some said Kennedy had clothes on, while others said he was wrapped in a sheet. Several observers under oath swore that President Kennedy was actually inside a body bag. And the Warren Commission said what? They said that they were probably nervous, so they weren't concerned. Could I please talk to someone from the Warren Commission just to see if they still believe in the tooth fairy? I'm afraid everyone is dead. Well, President Ford is still alive, but you could never get a rational answer from him. Oh, wait. Do you know about the magic bullet? Is this Disney time? No. The government actually said that the bullet that killed the president went into his skull, did some twists and turns, and came out to hit Governor Connolly. And the bullet was found not in Kennedy's body, but on the stretcher at the Dallas hospital. Are you freaking kidding me? No, I don't think so, but there's more. Two FBI agents who were at the autopsy said in their report that it was obvious that surgery was performed on President Kennedy. Well, isn't that what you do during an autopsy? Yes, but this was before the autopsy was even started. There are many people who feel that the Secret Service removed any traces of any other bullets or other evidence that didn't fit the lone gunman theory. This is probably why the head wound was bigger at Bethesda. This could also explain why President Kennedy's brain wasn't attached, which is a medical anomaly. Am I on candid camera? No, but I wish Kennedy's assassination was. If the American people can actually believe a story like this, what's next? Probably putting a chip into their body so they can be monitored every second of the day. But that's another story. I know.